Well, hello. The UPS man has just arrived with my new Flex Innovations Mamba 60E. I can't wait to show you what's inside, and I can't wait to see it myself. Another big box. Inside of the box, this is my first Flex Innovations plane, so I'm hoping it will be a good one, and I will have a future with them with some more planes. Okay, I am back, and as you can tell, I'm now in the kitchen with approval from the boss, of course. As you can see, looks like everything is packaged pretty good in there. I will be taking the cover off of there. You may ask, why am I in the kitchen? Well, since I'm in Arizona, and it's actually 111 degrees outside right now, my shop in the garage is not going to be working for this project. Okay, here we are. I just thought I would show you what this looks like. As you can tell, they're pretty good at arranging everything inside of the box. Doesn't look like we have any damage as of yet, but we will get it all unpacked and laid out and go through all the parts, and we can see what we have. I'm excited to see this thing. Okay, as you can see, I'm removing stuff from the box. We have all our small parts here. We have a USB cable, our cone, we have all our carbon fiber tubes. We have the propeller, of course. I also purchased a wooden propeller. Last but not least, we have the fuselage, the big boy parts. Looks like it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to get all this stuff out of the bags, get it laid out, and see where we're at. Don't forget the trusty manual, which I have already looked at online, so I'm kind of familiar with it. And we go to start the build. Okay, here it is. As you can see, I got everything out of the box, inspected everything. Everything looks pretty good. A couple little dents here and there. It's a foam plane, so that's to be expected. One of the things I did have issues with was removing this hatch for the first time. It actually fits in here pretty tight. I was kind of afraid I was going to break it, but I was real careful with it, and I got it out. and no problems. So a little bit tight, you know, brand new. I will try to show you the inside of the fuselage. As you can tell, it's pretty big. Got a lot of wires. Has a compartment down here. Has the inside here with all the lighting wires, and it has the Aurora 8 installed in it. It's kind of buried down underneath there. In the manual it says you could possibly put a separate battery in there to run the lights, but by looking inside there, I don't know if that will be possible, but I will surely check it out. It looks like it has a connection to run off the balance port of the 6S battery, and then it will be on a switch on the transmitter. I'll try to get a picture inside. You can see it's all reinforced with wood inside there. Everything looks pretty slick, so I'm looking forward to getting it together. So, upon further investigation, I looked under the hatch in the bottom of the fuselage. Probably should have looked at the manual, but it looks like the Aurora 8, it's the Potenza Aurora 8, is located underneath, upside down, in the bottom of the fuselage. So it looks like I will be putting my receiver down in there. It'll be upside down orientation. It looks like there's plenty of room for it to fit right in there. I will be using a Spectrum DX9. So I actually got the AR8010T, which I will be installing in there with a couple of SATs probably inside. We'll see how easy it is to get to the inside there. But looks like it should be a good spot for it. Moving on. So, I just thought I would show you how this rudder goes on here. It's pretty slick. It has a pre-hinge on it. A couple of bumps on here. Looks like you just, in the manual, says you can CA glue it or you can epoxy it. I will probably use 15-minute epoxy on there. It fits on there pretty nice, just like that. And it has the hinges already installed, and pretty slick. I like it. Okay, just a quick update. I have the tail epoxied on. Everything was pretty straightforward, fit pretty nice in there. Of course, it's epoxy, so I usually make a mess. But I did use clear tape to hold it in place while it dries. It has clear stickers on it already, so I just used some clear tape across there to hold it there. Got the tail wheel on, put the landing gear together, and working on putting the electronics all together, and then I will be putting the landing gear and wings together. As you can see, the plane is coming along nicely. I epoxied the center section onto the fuselage as requested in the manual. Also, you can leave the bottom spars unglued if you wish to be able to take that center off for travel. I put the elevator on, tail wheel, got the linkages on. Surprisingly, the servos were exactly at 90 degrees, which is kind of crazy. The radio is bound, and I'm looking forward to getting the top part of the wing on, and then I will give you another update. Oh, just on a note, there is a lot of wires for the lights, so you have to make sure when you're putting the wings on and everything together that you don't get those wires pinched in between all the surfaces, and kind of tuck them in and make sure everything is secure. Other than that, it's looking like a pretty simple build. Everything's going together well. The only thing was gluing the rudder on, which took some time to let that dry. And other than that, it seems to be going together pretty well. Okay, so there she is. Looks like a pretty awesome plane to me. I have to say, it's good looking. Went together pretty easy. I did have a little bit of trouble with the wing tube on the upper wing. So just make sure that if you're building this plane, you pre-fit everything and make sure everything slides in and out okay. There was some plastic inside up in the top, so I had to be careful putting that in there, but just kind of wiggled it around a little bit, and then it fit in there pretty good. So looks like I need to make a few small adjustments with the rudders a little bit out, ailerons maybe a little. I will have to get into the instructions of the aura and figure that part of it out. It is pretty neat when you turn on the lights. Here we go.
Lights on.
There's with the lights, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. The lights all inside, in the wings, lights going on the tail. It should be pretty cool looking at night. So, and I just went with the standard setup on the aura. I'll probably have to play around with that. And the side, this is, you can tell on the lower rates, not a ton of travel, but probably plenty of travel for getting her in the air. And then here we have the mid rates. Mid rates are a little bit more extreme, gives you the gyro a little bit more, probably has some expo, a little bit more on the elevator, you can tell. I won't do the rudder because I'm on the table there. And then on the 3D rates, then you can see there's much more throw in the elevator and the rudder as well, and we have a lot more throw on the ailerons. So, and that can all be adjusted within the program. I'm going to download the program, put it on my PC, and then we will go from there. Need to button up a few wires. The inside part where the light wires come in and the battery tray, always, you know, with a foam plane, you're getting in and out of there, so I tend to use a little bit of clear tape along the edge of the hatch opening. That'll help. I need to reroute a few of the wires. In this particular plane, it would be really nice to have a battery tray which you could slide in and out. It does take a little bit to get the battery in there. My next step is getting everything adjusted, checking the CG, and then we will go from there. So there it is, the Mamba 60E. Loving it.